heading out west, we've got this spectacular bit of geology there, Ormiston Pound and Glen Helen, which is a part of the Red Bank Shear zone there, essentially geology that's been turned upside down during the Alice Springs orogeny there. What we're just looking at there is the Fink River that goes down from Ormiston Gorge down into Glen Helen, the two main features that we find at the beginning of the Fink River. So spectacular. That is the view of Ormiston Gorge looking from the south as you look deep into the gorge itself there. This is actually Ormiston Creek that will then join up with the Davenport Creek and then form the Fink River as it heads down there. And that's where the Fink River is cutting through Glen Helen there, through about 300 million years of geology that's been tilted up vertically there. We're actually looking at Glen Helen from the south, looking up towards the range, towards Ormiston Pound, absolutely gorgeous area. And then that's Ormiston Pound there. The lines represents the river flowing down predominantly from the north in a southerly direction, heading down through the ranges. These rivers just cut through these ranges as if they never existed, testimony of how old they are. And it continues to flow down through 2 Mile and eventually into Glen Helen, where it for a moment is halted by the ranges, but then finds a weakness and then cuts through that particular geology there, and then continues the flow down south through the Gritchoff Range there. Glen Helen is just a spectacular place to have a picnic and really experience the deep time that you get to see there. So this is Ormiston Gorge there once again. There you can just see just on the left hand side that's a bit of the Bitter Springs formation there, which is really ancient geology, about 830 million years ago. The interesting thing about it is that this geology has been thrown over from the north and kind of like a tablecloth that's been pushed over on itself there. The underlying geology down by the river, that's the Bitter Springs formation, which is younger, so it's essentially inverted. It's counterintuitive there, and a testimony of the power that produced the Alice Springs orogenies, and all throughout the McDonnell Ranges and throughout central Australia. This is quite spectacular to sort of imagine the twisting and the forming and the throwing over as if this ancient rock was nothing but plasticine. And this is Glen Helen, actually looking from the south up towards the north there. You can see the bend coming in and then slightly moves towards the east, and then it finds a weakness and cuts through about 300 million years of geology there, the Goida formation right through to the Horn Valley Formation. That represents about 300 million years of geology. Again, the Fink River has no regard for mountains. It just passes through it just like a hot knife through butter, and then it continues onward southward past Hermannsburg and into the Gritchoff Range there, and you can see that beautiful illustration there in association with desert rivers. We've got the river red gum there, Eucalyptus comaldellensis, and it's a real feature of Central Australia. Really beautiful trees. They're twisted, they're gnarled, they're like really interesting human beings. They have an incredible story to tell, and correspondingly they are culturally significant in most cases. They're a real boarding house for lots of life